Binoculars manufactured in Japan match my eye a moment with a grey plover hatched in Siberia, here near the southernmost tip of Western Australia. Now she feeds in a frenzy whenever the tide is out, gorging on crabs and worms, restoring the weight she shed in flight. One day I will watch her dwindling flock lifting the last time from the tidal silt and leaving here, the air shimmering with wing beats, plaintive whistles, keening. Halfway round the world, they won't touch down any more at Saemangeum. That estuary is gone, garroted by a concrete wall. So tens of thousands of knots and plovers circled bewildered, peeping, disconsolate for hours, then disappeared, spent their bodies almost fleshless in the ocean. My wise grey plover knows not to go there. Perhaps she drops in on the coast of China, the yellow sea overshadowed by factories, gleaning what she needs from clammy mud pursued by twitchers from around her world, then flings out for Siberia and beyond, to islands under tundra, there to mate and lay her eggs in sudden abundance, an Arctic summer. Her flyway connects the shrinking shores of Asia and Australasia. Survival depends on bays where she stays warm, feeds and breeds. While China and Australia quibble over trade or berate each other over human rights or thump tubs and theorize of war, for the sake of my wild grey plover they must reach agreement, or she dies. Imagine, in Siberia, a researcher trains binoculars made in Japan on meltwater, waiting for her flock to drop in from Australia via China. This time, they never come. Year on year, I walk here at Rushy Point, close to Western Australia's southernmost tip, and the housing lots draw closer to the shore, shouldering their concrete into the buffer zone, the soil churned, replacing trigger plants with weeds, a wilderness of orchids, now deemed fire hazard and flailed. Beyond it, birds still congregate, year on year in smaller numbers, and hunkered in the hide, I watch my one grey plover. It makes me cold to think it could be here, not China or Korea, that fails her, that it might be our encroachment or pollution, or the inevitable sea wall they will build to save the houses when the sea laps close to their foundations, that starves her. Binoculars, made in Japan, help me pick her out among the red-necked stints, sandpipers, turnstones, godwits, knots. And the world talks of new Cold Wars that we cannot afford. In her sleek and mottled body, she carries the one warm, tight, beating hope, the knowledge, strung out along her flyway, that all of us are joined, all depend on muds and silts and soils, and on oceans that enfold this one world we have spanned with GPS, 80 million years after the one first plover spanned it all alone, with her instinct and her eye.